I think this show would all agree he is the owner of perhaps the best nickname currently on the PGA Tour, Mr. Michael Thorbjornsen, a.k.a. Thor. Welcome to the show.
Chevy is called the heartbeat of America for a reason. They have something for everyone. And no matter what your pace is, there's an SUV in sync with your style. The spacious Traverse features plenty of room for the crew, for the clubs and the coolers. Then you have the flexible Equinox. It easily transitions from the office commutes to the quick stops at the range and full-on course days. The Trax brings together value and style with a range of trims and colors that fit your taste. Each of these are loaded with tech that keeps everything in sync, from road trip music to long haul navigation. We have a great show for you today. Michael Thorbjornsen is on the show, the most recent winner of on the PGA Tour. He is an amazing personality, and we just got done last week talking about how there are no major winners under the age of 30 going into the Masters next year. But now we've got this surge of young players with Jackson Koiven and Michael Thorbjornsen and Luke Clanton, and there's a lot of guys that we know of now that have that ability, and a couple of them are rattling off wins, and we have one of them on the show today. So we have a lot of versatility, just as Chevy does. We can throw at you a Mike Tirico, which we got next week, and then now we've got Michael Thorbjornsen, just like they can throw at you the Traverse or the Equinox or the Trax. There's a lot of different things coming from Chevy, and we thank Chevy for being a part of this brand for so many years and getting us from point A to point B on the road so safely and so spaciously and so in style. So without further ado, we will head into the show now. It's the Foreplay Podcast, and it's brought to you by our friends over at Chevy, and it is also presented by Barstool Sports. Barstool Sports. Fellas, what a day we have ahead of us here. We've got our guy, Michael Thorbjornsen, on the show. Thor, who just won, the most recent winner on the PGA Tour. I am joined by Kevin Kisner and Trent Ryan. Our friend Sam Riggs-Bezoyan is having some Wi-Fi issues in the year 2026 of our Lord. Down in Pinehurst. He's got, sometimes you've got it all, right? Like we've got pretty damn good setups. We've got a good job. We've carved out a nice little thing here. Riggs even more so, with a nice house on number 2. I think he's on the 3rd hole right there. It's become a famous house. Players all look to the left after they tee off on the 3rd hole, and they wave over to Riggs's cottage. It's got a name. When your house has a name, you got to a pretty good spot. No Wi-Fi.
Yeah, no Wi-Fi. And we were talking a little bit before we came on about how the internet has changed our lives in so many different ways. You have so much access. Excuse me, a little bit of an early recording. We have so much access to everything in terms of what you want to order, what you want to look at, what you want to read about, everything. But the actual thing that provides that, being the internet and Wi-Fi, can be a little dodgy if you're not in the right area. Like we were talking about Starlink. We've talked a lot about Starlink in the past, where we just need something that always provides us with internet. Now, maybe the opposite is true. If you see the way the world's going, maybe we need less access to internet and more mountains and more mountain houses. But as our job stands, we need better Wi-Fi all the time. And yeah, it turns out like a 300-year-old house in Pinehurst, North Carolina, does not have great Wi-Fi. So Riggs Barstool, at some point, I'm guessing he'll join the show. But as it stands right now, he is not here.
Dude, we came home from the mountains on Sunday back to Aiken and had no Wi-Fi. And so on the way, I'm trying to turn my thermostats down, look at my security cameras. Everything's off. It's just amazing how much Wi-Fi runs your life now. I bet George asked me 500 times in the last 2 days if we had Wi-Fi. He's like, I haven't watched a show in 2 days, Dad. Like, what? How do we not have Wi-Fi? It's unbelievable how much Wi-Fi is just the mecca of our lives now.
I think Riggs has joined the show.
Looks like Riggs has gained access to the world internet web, the World Wide Web.
I've pulled a crazy move. I broke into my neighbor's house, and the Wi-Fi is working beautifully over here.
Hey,
you
man.
know your neighbor?
Things only that can happen in Pinehurst.
Not only do I know my neighbor, but my neighbor, Eric Koak, his son Tyler is playing in the U.S. Amateur this week at Marion, and my neighbor's a fantastic guy. So I have the code to his door. He doesn't know I'm in here right now. So, Eric, you're the man. I love you. I'm doing the podcast from your house.
You have to get his internet set up. I feel like you're sitting in here with me. It's crystal clear.
Nobody's more upset than I am that my neighbor's Wi-Fi is perfect and mine, literally, I can't do a podcast. I was just telling my brother, who I pay 20% of all the revenue that goes to the house. We don't have Wi-Fi. I was just telling my brother that I've done Wi-Fi, or I've done meetings and podcasts from a JSX flight with Starlink before, and I can't do a podcast from my own house. But regardless, it appears that I'm here, which is awesome.
Yeah, that just means that your setup is wrong. Like if you can get good internet right next door, that just means in your door there's nothing correct going on.
Yep. No, I'm aware of the situation. I'm pretty excited about it. if you could.
I also love the thought process of, because we were talking before we all started recording, like, yeah, we got to just figure out a way for you to get internet. And then at some point, a thought in your head was, well, I'm going to break into my neighbor's house and get that internet. Like, that's the next best thing that I can do is go into another person's home. But we appreciate it. And we welcome you back to the show.
We also talked about how no one knows how Wi-Fi works. Rich and I even sent you a clip. It's a very funny clip of Pete Holmes, who I love. Oh. And it's a famous clip of him talking about how nothing makes sense. And it kind of has the parallels to the Wi-Fi thing. He's talking about molecules and all these things. It's a very, very funny look into the world, which I know Kiz loves to think this way sometimes, because I think we sometimes just get in our little lanes and we just look forward and we have our jobs and we have our families, whatever. And then like you got Pete Holmes out here with Neil deGrasse Tyson sitting there. It's very, very funny. Listen to this.
Nothing makes fucking sense. Life makes no sense. You're on a planet right now. You think you're in America? Zoom out. You're on a space rock floating in nothingness, infinite nothingness, and the infinite nothingness is expanding. That means endlessness is getting bigger. That makes no fucking sense. We all just act like it's normal. Like, oh, everything's made of molecules. Okay. Got it. I'll never think about that again.
But, okay.
True.
There are more molecules of water in a glass of water than there are glasses of water in all the world's oceans.
Wow.
Which means that after you drink that water and it comes back out of you any number of a half a dozen ways, there's enough molecules that pass through your kidney to populate every single other possible glass of water drawn from the world's water supply.
Wow.
Which means the glass of water you did draw from your faucet contains molecules that definitely pass through the kidneys of Abraham Lincoln, of Jesus, of Genghis Khan, of pick any historical figure.
I'm made of molecules, you're made of molecules, the air between us, it's all made of molecules. That makes no fucking sense. These molecules know they're molecules?
I'm skeptical.
Okay. What, of the water fact by Neil deGrasse Tyson?
The second guy, skeptical of his description of the molecules in the oceans. He's
a polarizing guy, but
can't wrap my head around that one.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I guess he's saying there's so many molecules in one glass of water that like it literally could fill up every single glass, which means if it could fill up all the water in the world.
I just don't believe it.
I know, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't believe it. Y'all can keep coming at me with that one, but I don't believe that guy. He didn't look very believable, and I didn't think anything he said was believable.
Is that your first time seeing Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
I'm going to send you clips all night.
I'm so jealous of you. Like, golf.
I get to live in my own little. Before we even started, I asked Trent about a couple people I'd never heard of, and he's just like, yeah, he's been around for 20 years on the internet. And I was like, what?
It is so funny when we'll text Kiz in our group, like, hey, like, just we'll make a statement about someone, and it will have been the biggest news of the day, and he'll be like, what are you guys talking about? And we have to go through
who's that,
and be point by point of like, here's what's going on, and then he's like, all right, I'm caught up, and now I know, and now I have an opinion on this thing.
Yeah, I can form an opinion now based on the facts that you shared. Thank you. But I wanted, before we really get going, my favorite Riggs moment of this entire podcast was when y'all told him that we should probably move locations. And he just looked at us with this look and goes, I just don't know where. And I go, you're in Pinehurst, dude. There's millions of places with fucking internet. Just go to Starbucks down the street or the Carolina Hotel or call Tom, whatever, Pashley, and be like, dude, I need to sit in your office for a little bit.
Here's the issue.
So rattled about your internet. You just didn't even know. You couldn't even brain process like I could move locations.
It was, you're either going over the waterfall or you're not, is the issue. And I was like, I'm committed to, like, this is my house. I pay for Wi-Fi. I have a cool setup. I'm going to get it to work. And then submitting to, like, I have to change locations is just pure defeat. And to talk about the molecules and everything is like, I don't, you know, we laugh about Nate Bargatze and being like, if I went back 100 years ago, I would just be, they wouldn't believe me that I'm from the future. None of it makes any sense to me at all. If those 3 little bars, if I can't just click on those 3 little bars of the Wi-Fi and then talk to you guys, that's the extent of my knowledge of the situation. And I'm like kids with the glass of water. I don't believe that there's even anything technical going. It's just this button just needs to work and turn green, and you guys need to be clear. And if it's not, I don't understand why. But it works at Eric's house. You know, Eric's Wi-Fi is unbelievable. I got to talk to his Wi-Fi guy.
It's so good.
Nice over here. Kids, do you see any of this drama going on in the Barstool world at all? Do you see any of that on your timeline?
I watched whatever you reposted about some guy named Nate, and then I just couldn't make it through it. I just didn't know, but
yeah, if you don't know any of the people.
I was up early this morning and I was laughing about Nicky Smokes and those guys trying to hit a putter 156 yards last night.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, and then I got on to another thing where this guy was just like, everybody at Barstool is fucking everybody, and that's the whole drama. And I was like, dude, I'm out. I'm married with kids, and I got too much money to get involved in this shit. I'm out.
156 yards with a putter uphill through, like, I would say it's like a municipal course type fairway. I mean, it's not like it's one of those hard pan. I mean, it had a couple dead spots in front of it, like just the worst setup to trying to make a hole in one. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, the Barstool After Dark stream, they always try to do one of these outrageous challenges. Tate and all the collection of the Barstool Chicago guys and whoever else they fly out for have done an amazing job of taking over Jerry's initial challenge show. And Tate just kind of puts these people in outrageous spots. I think it's Lucas, their producer, that really is the mastermind behind it. But they'll trust Lucas with setting up these games for them. Like, he's the guy from Saw. And like, they just show up and he's like, you can't leave until you accomplish this feat. And every time you're like, oh, they're never going to leave the gym. They're never going to leave it. And you start to think like, all right, like this one really is going to take 2 days, 3 days. And they always get it done. They'll get it done at 2:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning. This one, I can almost guarantee they will never, ever get it. And the only reason they're not still going is because there was like flash flooding and lightning last night at like 4:00 in the morning. So they had to stop and pack up all the equipment. They're going to go back out there and do it maybe next week or whatever. I think they have to talk with the course. But dude, 150-yard shot with a putter. Did you see the swings they had to take? They were taking full golf swings with putters in their hands with blades, and they had to make it in the hole. And it was a short-sided pin. There was no green to work with.
I watched, I think it was Tate, the guy just walked up just yelling at the producer about, why would you pick an uphill shot for this? This is absolutely ridiculous. And I agreed with him. I don't know how much golf that guy knows, but I was like, what an idiot guy to pick an uphill shot from 150 yards. But I did see a video of one that just barely grazed the hole. I don't know if y'all saw that. I was like, holy, how long did it take from the time he swung until it got to the hole? Was hilarious.
Dude, it's, that one, I just looked and I saw, we're recording this early Wednesday morning, so I was just looking at the clips, and the rain, I guess, drove them home. But once they get back out there, hopefully they figure out a downhill hole that they can use, because if they go back to that same hole, it will never end.
And it doesn't look like any of them are very good golfers, right? Just judging by the swings.
I mean, Nicky Smokes has gotten a pretty good swing. There's a couple of putter swings he put out there.
Yeah, because I've been giving him lessons.
He's like worked with, I guess, kids, or I don't know, like who's taking these swing tips from, but he has the technical, I guess, like formation of a swing. He's got a almost more technical swing than I do. I would say way more. He's got way more rotation. He gets his arms all the way up. He comes through the ball and stands through it really nice.
I think he's got some golf history in him. I think he either played in high school or he definitely played a lot at a certain point in his life. I remember one of the times when I was in Chicago for a Barstool After Dark, we all had to make a hole-in-one, and I was there forever. But I remember talking to Nicky, and he's definitely played a good amount of golf in his life. He's got a great swing.
Nice looking swing. Big time nice looking swing. Yeah, what the Nelk boys, I think a couple weeks ago, they did a hole-in-one challenge. Didn't it take them like 3 or 4 days to make an ace on that
dream? They were playing DJ music. They were all like eating protein pancakes in the morning. It was unbelievable. That was an insane. Big John was over there. I think they finally just got one.
Did they sleep in tents on the tee or something?
They were sleeping there.
They had like massage tables. They had like a blow up pool. They were like you said.
I think
Salim
the Dream, he was like sleeping during one of them, and everyone was on him. I think people were like calling him. I think Bob to Sports was all over him. That was a hell of a stream. I mean, listen, if you're committing to something like that, I respect it because it's not easy. We haven't gotten a hole in one ever. We've tried to do hole in one challenges for like little partnerships and collaborations, and we've tried to do it within. Let's try and make a hole in one in 2 hours. It's the most impossible thing of all time. So anyone that commits that long is, you have my respect.
I think we tried 1 hour, and I'm watching these other streams. They go for days to get a hole in one. We were like, well, we'll do it 1 hour. And then people were just like, no, you won't. No, you won't.
So it was a huge production. We had like partners and business people there being like, all right, we're going to see a hole in one today. It's like, you don't know how this works. We're not getting one today.
We don't make hole in ones.
No.
No.
And we don't make birdies.
Not.
Our Trent doesn't make birdies. Sorry.
Sometimes I make birdies every once in a while.
We as a group now I'll say when I play too, it's now in my head, Trent, from watching that video of like, you could go at any given stretch. I wonder what my longest stretch is. Probably a shit ton of holes without a birdie. I mean, a birdie? Like, you seen us play golf? You're gonna play the hole in one less than the architect wanted you to play the hole in? That's insane.
I've gotten a few messages like that. And I mentioned it during the video where you don't think about it, right? Like if it's not in the front of your mind, you're like, I'm just going to show up to the golf course, try to post a pretty low score, have fun with my friends, and go home. But when you go there and the intent in your mind is like, all right, I'm going to try to make a birdie, and you don't make one, you're like, all right, well, that's 18 holes there where I didn't make a birdie. And you go back out there the next day or the next weekend, and you're like, when is my next birdie coming round? And for guys like us, it could be a while. You don't think about how long it's been until you start thinking about the last time you made one and when is the next one I'm going to make. So, yeah, it's, birdies are hard to come by. Kevin Kizer's listening to this being like, I make 6 birdies a round. But for guys like us, it's not easy.
Well, for me, I'll go. When I was thinking when y'all were saying that, I'm playing golf for the first time in probably a week today, and I was going to see if I could do back-to-back, and then I was going to FaceTime y'all and show you my putt or something for my back-to-back. But I may not get the opportunity. I don't know.
That's what I was just going to say. I think it would take me 500 holes to go back-to-back with the pressure on me. I think I'd be out there for 4 straight days. I think, honestly, I thought about that last night, that if you gave me a challenge of back-to-back birdies, I would never be able to do it. I think, like, even the other day when we were doing it, Trent, I got one on 7, and then like the next hole on 8, the next hole I put one in the water. Like, it would just, every time I made a birdie, that next hole, the pressure of that, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be out there for months.
Back to back is tough. I mean, obviously for me, but like back to back at what skill level is back to back like something where you're like, all right, I can maybe do that in 2 rounds.
You need the right course. If we went to Rockville Links, I think Kiz alluded to this at his home club, like 7 and 8 at Rockville Links are both 520-yard par 5s back to back. And like, I just think if you hit 2 good drives on those holes, you have a really good chance.
Yeah.
Speaking of, is our video out today, T-Daddy?
Our video came out yesterday of us trying to break 85 out there at Old Edward.
I missed it. I'm gonna have to repost it. I didn't see it.
No, you're messing up the time.
This has messed us up for years, kids. Really a full decade, to be honest with you.
Okay. Try to explain it to him.
Sorry, so, I got you. I've caught on.
By the way, just so I don't want to derail the conversation, but I believe someone's about to enter the home. So if I get shot, it's justified. Just so you know, it's justified, but it could occur. I think it's.
Do you know the people that will? Do you know every single person that would enter that home, or is it just like the husband?
Nope. I know the owner of the home, my neighbor Eric, great guy again, and he, I believe, has cleaners coming in because he rents his place out as well. So there's a chance cleaners come in and they're going to be stunned to see a man sitting in the kitchen doing a podcast. And again, whatever happens at that point, I have broken and entered. So they're pretty justified to do whatever they want. But I just want you guys to know if you see some sort of interaction going on here, that's what's happening.
I would tell you you're
called this
safe.
guy?
I would tell you you're
I
safe,
texted him.
but you're in the South, so cleaners could be carrying.
Agreed. We're kind of south of the line here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to surprise.
Hands up.
Right. Just do the rest of the podcast with your hands up.
Trent has to explain the little time warp that we're in
I
here.
don't think I do because Kevin Kizer's a smart guy, and I watched him understand what I meant. But yeah, we're recording this on Wednesday. It came out. It is in actual reality right now. It's coming out today, but for the listeners, it came out yesterday.
Yeah, I caught on quickly, but I kind of mix my days up. Summertime.
Yeah, I get it.
School
It's
starts
understandable.
tomorrow in the Kisner household, boys. It is gonna be a just problem trying to get these kids out the door by 7:45.
Dude, didn't we start school after Labor Day back in the
That's what
day?
I thought, man. That's what I thought.
August 6th, you guys are starting school?
Dude, public school's been in for 2 weeks. We're a year-round program, I guess, here in Aiken, South Carolina.
And then you get did they get they get like a big fall break, a big winter break, and a big spring break?
Yeah, and still 2 months in the summer, so they're out Memorial Day.
We actually talked a lot about that when we were in
The mountains.
Cashiers, because when I grew up, I had 3.5, 4 months off for the summer, and then the breaks were few and far between once the school year started. But the way that they do it, it's what you guys just explained, where you get 2 months off during the summer, you get a long fall break, you get all these extended breaks, where it actually ends up being probably better for the kid because, like when I was a kid during summer and you would have 3.5 months off, you wouldn't know the difference between 3 months and 2 months. Like you're just like not in school for a long time. But then when they get those long extended breaks, it's like, all right, this is what I like. I like being off for a long time in October. So I kind of like the way that they do it, but this feels early to start.
Did you guys ever have to go to summer school?
No.
Never did Sunday summer school, but when I went from public school to prep school in Connecticut, how about we had half day Wednesday, half day Saturday?
Whoa.
Yeah.
I hate the Saturday piece of that.
Me
It
too.
was tough. I want to say it wasn't every week. Maybe it was. I don't think it was every week. It was like kind of every other week. But yeah, when we would it was largely for sports because you had a spring or you had a fall, winter, and spring sport. You had to participate in some activity. And so all the sports, especially if you were playing away games, we would play Wednesday, Saturdays. And so like Wednesday, we'd be done at 1 p.m. or whatever it was. People could travel and then make it to like a 3 or 4 p.m. game. And then we do the same thing on Saturday. But yeah, it was going from normal public school to like Saturday school almost every week or however often it was a nightmare for us.
Sounds like Frankie went to summer school though.
Well, I was a pretty solid student when I applied myself, and I got through school fine. Like I didn't really apply myself for most of it. That's why I went to Nassau Community College and didn't even finish that before I found Barstool. But like, yeah, there was one teacher, and math never made sense to me because I would always go in with the wrong attitude, and I'd say like some of the things I'd just basically say to the teacher, you're just teaching the next math teacher who's going to teach the next math teacher. Like these are just some of these questions and some of these theories make no sense. Like we're just doing it just to do it. And like I can't understand it. Nothing's practical here, right? Like whatever. Like long division, we have phones. Like what are we doing? So like there was this one teacher actually in senior year, my only year that I had an issue. We're about to graduate, and she actually failed me in math and made me go to summer school to get to like walk in graduation. It was like a mean move. I think whatever it was, like you needed a 64 and she gave me a 63. And I looked at her like everything else I've got like, are you like, this is just like, what lesson are you teaching me? I'm gone. It's over. School's over. So dude, after I graduated high school, basically like my last class, I had to go back to the school and sit. And let me tell you something. That is a scary place. Like the air conditioner's on, it's hot outside, and you walk into this room, and it's like, what's that? The breakfast. What was that? What was that show? The Breakfast Club. That movie. It's like, just like that collection of people. One guy's wearing leather. The other girl hates her parents, and they're all just like sitting in there staring at you. They're like, Frankie Borelli's in here, and I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Have you started the new season of Lioness yet?
I don't think I saw the first season of Lioness.
Anyway, it came out last night, and to your point, the two daughters were in the house with the mom that's the badass and the husband that's a doctor, and we're like, Mom, or Dad, what's the capital of Vermont? And he gets it wrong, the mom gets it right, and they ask a few more questions, and then the mom just nails every one of them. And then the daughter's like, what is 10x squared plus 3xyz equals 0? And the mom's like, you will never have to use that in life, and I don't care. And I was like, never. Amen.
Because the people that end up needing to do that go then to further schooling to really hone that in. Like, there's nothing at 7th grade. I'm learning how to use a protractor. Like, sure, like maybe like in construction, all these things you get to use it. But whenever you go on that apprenticeship or whatever, that's when you really start to use those skills. Not when I'm 6 years old.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Teach me how to buy a stock. Teach me how to pay my property taxes.
Yeah.
Teach me like actual practical things. I've heard now high schools have, and by the way, we're kind of just like going back and forth then because Riggs has lost Wi-Fi again, or he got shot in that house.
He could be gone.
Living in a time that we don't know.
Disappeared from our screen, so it could be anything.
Yeah, it could be bad. It could be really bad. There's a high school here. I think it might be St. Anthony's. It's a really good school out here on Long Island that I think has like, or maybe it's Comac High School. It's got a stock market room with the ticker going around. And kids like, it's an actual, it feels like it's Wall Street in there. And like kids will walk in and you really get a feel for like, I mean, that's something that no one knows.
Yeah, that's real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody taught me anything about personal finance. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm 37.
We had stock class in high school.
You did?
Financial literacy.
And what did this class
in South Carolina, boys? In South Carolina?
No, it was New Jersey.
Damn.
My parents lived in Jersey at that time.
I was like, "There's no way he had that in South Carolina." We're like 48 of 50 in education.
Did you guys see Arizona State is now offering a creator influencer program or degree?
I did not see that, and that makes me just want to like go to the top of my building and think about some things.
What could that class even be?
As my daughter says, most cringe thing ever.
Yeah, I know. It's like how to be an influencer or creator. I'll have to look it up, but all the Arizona accounts I follow have been posting about it. And I think it's like this fall they're offering that at ASU.
Oof. I think we got to do close to the pin, don't we?
Yeah, I think we got to do closest pin. Do we want to throw it to Thor first and then do closest to the pin afterwards?
I love that.
You guys feel good about that? I thought Michael Thorbjornsen was the man. He was awesome. He was very casual and chill, and it was a great interview. So I want to make sure people get to that. They've heard probably plenty about the Wi-Fi and school and the whole deal. So let's throw it to Thor, who was the best, who's your most recent winner on the PGA Tour. And then if you want to stick around, we've got a couple other things to talk about. We've got a little bit of closest to the pin brought to you by Sun Cruiser. But before that, let's throw it to Michael Thorbjornsen.
All right, Trent, I'm going to talk to you about Adidas performance footwear, if you don't mind. We're going to start with the Adi Power. That's the golf shoe I wear. I mean, in any video that I'm in, I am wearing the Adi Powers. It's a high-performance shoe for an affordable price, focused on comfort, traction, and stability. I've got the all whites. I've got the navy. I've got the baby blue. I have all the different colors. I love the Adi Powers. Then you've got the MC, and in the 2026 version of the MC shoe, it's a budget but also elegant shoe. It's the MC70. It's the core design elements that define the MC franchise that you've always known from Adidas. And now they're really focusing on a classical and traditional silhouette enhanced with the modern innovation. We hand these out at the Barstool Classic as a welcome gift. Everyone that plays in a Barstool Classic gets their own pair of an MC70. And I swear to you, Trent, and you've seen it with your own eyes, I would say 50 to 60% of the people take it out of the box and wear it that day. And that just speaks volumes to how comfortable and how versatile those shoes are, because they look great. And also you can just wear them out of the box.
They really do throw them right on their feet. And there have been golf shoes, and there's a lot of golf shoes out there where you can't do that. You have to break them in. You have to wear them for a couple rounds before you're comfortable. Not with the Adidas golf shoes. You can put them on right away. I love the S2Gs. I'm an S2G man.
That's
The
right.
spikeless golf shoe. You can wear them pretty much everywhere. You can also wear them on the golf course, as you would imagine. Just a very comfortable shoe for a guy like me. But as we're talking about, the whole lineup is spectacular.
If you're one of those people, I mean, Trent literally wears his S2Gs to dinner. So, like, if you're looking for something from the street to the green and you're listening to us talk about Adidas, go online, search the S2G 26. They are awesome looking and they're so comfortable, and they will literally go with anything: shorts, pants, at a restaurant, on the golf course. They are versatile. You can go from the street to the green. That's Adidas. So that really is the Adidas performance footwear, like kind of overhaul of all the different options that you get. We're not even talking about the 360, which is like the most iconic golf shoe of all time. There's so many different options for you right now coming from Adidas. So please go shop Adidas performance footwear. Let us know what you think. Send us videos of you hitting golf shots with Adidas shoes on. We want to see everyone rocking those 3 stripes. So Adidas forever. Go shop Adidas performance footwear.
All right, folks, our next guest on the show. I like to do intros, by the way, Thor. So we're gonna do a little intro real quick. Our next guest on the show, born in Cleveland, Ohio, raised in Wellesley, Massachusetts, educated at Stanford University. He was a very decorated amateur player, finishing number 1 on the PGA Tour U to earn his PGA Tour card. He became the first ever U.S. junior amateur champion to make the cut at the U.S. Open, doing so at Pebble Beach in 2019 at the very young age of 17, which, by the way, he was the second youngest player ever to make the cut at the U.S. Open. He is famously co-champion of the four-play Future Stars alternate shot match alongside Frankie Borelli III. At the age of 24, he is your newest PGA Tour winner after firing a final round 63 in Detroit, complete with a sizzling back 930 to hold off Xander Schauffele. And in today's game, I think this show would all agree he is the owner of perhaps the best nickname currently on the PGA Tour, Mr. Michael Thorbjornsen, a.k.a. Thor. Welcome to the show.
Woo! Yeah, baby.
Thank you.
Congratulations on
me.
the win, my friend. That was something. You just mentioned you're quite tired. Kiz can't make the show today, but I think the number one thing he's taught us is that when you win on tour, it's the most exhausting thing that happens.
Yes, I would have to agree with Kiz on that one there. Hence why I am home right now and not playing Wyndham. We thought kind of a nice week off, kind of settle in. I also just moved in to Palm Beach last week, or the week prior. So yeah, I am excited to get started in the playoffs, but really excited to kind of just get my feet on the ground here in Palm Beach.
I got to ask you off the rip, do you think that the win with me against these guys kind of fueled your season to really get this thing going, to finally get your first win on the PGA Tour? I think that was a launching pad, but I want to hear your take.
Well, definitely. Hey, any sort of win out there. That was actually my first professional win.
There we go.
So I've never won as a pro until we teamed up together. Yeah, I had a great time filming with you guys. I mean, you guys have so many viewers, so you can't embarrass yourself on when you're playing with each other. So, hey, Frankie, this one's for you.
Huge appreciate that.
See, no, it's fair. It's fair. First pro win, I didn't really think about that. You've been in contention many times. We had multiple playoff holes. It came down to the wire. That was a funny day because, man, there's a lot of people, ourselves included, that at those tailor-made shoot days, which are awesome, but they're long as shit. And at the end of it, I think the only thing anybody wants to do is like go home, take a shower, relax. And you guys all came back around, but you didn't have to do so. And we're finishing this thing off.
Yeah, I think that says something about the three of us, and even the three of you guys too. It's like, whether we're playing for money out there on the PGA Tour or points or whatever, or if we're playing just with our buds in a little competitive match, we want to win. So we couldn't see that match just, I don't know, thrown up in the air and not count for something. But yeah, that was so much fun filming with you guys.
Thank you for making us look smart, because we took a lot of risk by saying these are the new 3 future stars of the PGA Tour. Like these guys,
Yeah.
and the whole entire premise of the video was like, we're getting 3 guys on here that we think are going to go out there and win. They're going to be the next, iteration of the core of the PGA Tour. And you went out there and just won a couple months later. That's absolutely massive for us. It makes us look like smart human beings.
Well, you guys are smart.
It's true though. Like we could just feel it on that tee box, man. There's something about you. There's something about Clanton and Phillips. Like you guys just have this. You've got this aura around you, and you have a lot of confidence in your golf game. I think that goes a long way. So it was nice to see come to fruition for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of guys have waited their entire lives to win on tour, and I was willing to do the same thing. Wasn't sure when my time was coming, but there was a good point in there where I was getting quite frustrated, feel like I was playing some good golf and I put myself in those positions a few times and just wasn't able to get it done. But that was kind of almost the mindset that I had going into that Sunday. It's like, I've been here before. I've never won, but I've lost in a few different ways. And the worst thing that can happen is just I'm in the position that I am in today. So like I'm okay. The world didn't collapse on me at the players or at the waist. And then here I am again. I know I'll be back, and just hopefully the outcome's different.
It's interesting to me to be, young like you are, 24 years old, but yeah, I was looking at your results. I mean, I just counted this morning, it could be off, but I think 8 top 8 finishes, 5 of those are inside the top 4 finishes. So to be that young yet, feel like it looked like you had that experience on the back 9 and throughout the final round of kind of what you're describing, but it's interesting to see it play out of like, okay, this guy's been close. He hasn't been professional for very long. And it's, I guess for me as a viewer, it's almost like confirming to hear you say that, because it looked like you had that mindset of, all right, I've been here, worst case, I'm going to do what I've done a handful of times now, so we might as well just go for it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, obviously I was in a little bit of a different position being the way I feel about my game right now, compared to kind of earlier this year is very different. Mostly just like with the irons. I feel like off the tee, it's been pretty solid. My short game's gotten so much better this year, which has helped me a lot. But yeah, just being able to control the ball flight much better with 3 different types of winds in those last 3 holes. Yeah, it's nice to have some trust in yourself and trust in where the ball is going to go.
I bet that's really nice. I bet that's awesome. How's Foley helped with that? It's crazy. You guys only been together for 5-6 weeks, I think.
Yeah, we just before the John Deere, I went down to Isleworth, get some work in with him. We started talking and kind of working at RBC after there was that break during the US Open that I kind of needed to kind of just refresh the batteries. But yeah, he's been awesome. Like, I feel like when we're working together, I mean, we'll text every single day. Like he'll give me calls. But yeah, we want to get my backswing here or here, whatever that may look like. But we talk a lot about just like perspective on life, as well as kind of what I'm thinking out there on the course, like over the ball, full sniper mentality. And then in between shots, like think about whatever you want to think about. So it's been great working with him, and he's just a super cool guy.
I like you got the baseball grip going, man. You guys seen this guy's grip out there?
It's 10-finger grip. I just talked about it yesterday, how I grabbed that Scotty Scheffler 6-iron kind of mold grip to just see how a real professional golfer holds it, and it just feels foreign to me. And then I've got Thor out here just gripping this thing like a club, like Bam Bam, and winning professional golf tournaments. It's outrageous. Like, how does a guy like Foley, I mean, does he care about grip at all? Have people tried to push you off of that your whole entire life?
Yeah, I think kind of early on. I mean, early on it was full baseball grip, like no left thumb on the club, just like fully wrapped around.
Here we go, baby. Let's
That's
go.
what my 1.5-year-old son does. He just grabs it and just swings.
I would recommend getting the left club or the left thumb on the club. But yeah, I've had a 10-finger grip my whole life, and I think after that point of when I was 7 or so, we've kind of stopped even like having a thought about whether I'm going to switch or not. And then obviously by the time you get to like prime junior golf, it's never in the question. I mean, I've fickled around with an overlap because obviously you have more control. You don't get to such extreme angles when you're kind of falling through. And obviously, since I'm a drawer of the ball, the club head can kind of snap over. But I mean, I've come this far, so I've played some good golf before. I'll be able to figure it out.
There was that conversation about Koiven as well when he won the 3M. All of the people all of a sudden were like, I don't know about this guy's swing. Like, it might not work in the long term. Maybe he should change something. It's like, it's such the backwards mindset of people who watch the tour where it's like, all right, this guy finally has the success that everybody thought he was going to have. Now let's change him. Like, no, keep doing what you're doing until it doesn't work anymore. And I'm pretty sure it's going to work for a long time.
Yeah, I have seen some of that stuff said about Koiven, but I mean, look at his amateur record. It's second to none. I will say he is a very, very strong kid. So I don't think I mean, I'm going to knock on wood if I can find some here, but
I'll do it with you.
Well, I got it. Yeah, I got some right here.
He obviously does get into some pretty extreme positions. It kind of looked like my swing a little bit back when I was in college before. I mean, I'm not sure if my frame is as strong as his, but I had a spinal fracture in there. I think it's just different from person to person, but
yeah.
I mean, my swing obviously still doesn't quite look as smooth as some of the other guys out there, and it looks a little abrupt. But again, if it works, it works, and if you're feeling okay, why change it?
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you feel a little bit like you feel a little bit on an island as a drawer of the golf ball? By the way, you and Kisner you're like a kindred spirit to him of anybody who draws the golf ball. So he loves that, but not a ton of drawers out there these days.
Yeah, it's funny, but the past couple months or the past half year now, working with JJ, who obviously has worked with Colin, who's one of the best iron players or just ball strikers in the world. We need to hit more fades. We need to have full control over the ball. And then in junior golf and some college golf, I felt comfortable doing that at certain times. But out here on tour, you really just need to be able to do everything. And what I've noticed too is if you want to take, say, 5 yards off, sometimes it's with the pin location, it's better to do that by just hitting a fade. And it kind of fills in the gaps so much better than if you're going to try and take some off of a little draw to a back right pin like that. It doesn't really add up. So
No.
we're hitting a lot more shots, and then I think that's definitely what's allowed me to play better. But yeah, I'd say the stock shot is still a draw. I definitely feel most comfortable doing that, especially with the driver. But I'm feeling very comfortable now that I can kind of shape it both ways.
It's interesting to hear you say, like, in college, you could kind of get away with not hitting all the shots, but in the tour, you have to hit all the shots. Is that just to compete with, like, to my brain, what does that even mean? It's the golf course isn't changing, right? Like, when you play a college golf course, it's the pin is still in the same location. You're still playing relatively the same distance and all that. Like, why do you need to adapt your game to a pro game? Is it just to keep up with the competitors? Is it to get closer proximity to the hole? Like, what wasn't working? What was working in college that wouldn't work on tour?
It's a little bit in every area. Like, the fairways are slightly tighter. The rough is longer. The greens are faster. They're firmer. They'll tuck the pins in a little more, I don't know, crazy spots than they would in college. And in college, for me, was very just bomb and gouge, really. If I hit driver, I mean, feel like driving is probably the best part of my game. So in college, I'd still hit a lot of fairways, but if I didn't, it's no more than like a pitching wedge out of not so thick rough. And then if the greens are softer in college, it's like, okay, I can take a more direct line at this pin rather than out here on tour. It's a thicker lie. You're kind of just thinking, okay, where can I leave my second shot and have a best chance at making par? But yeah, in college, you're like, oh, I can still make birdie from the rough here. But yeah, I feel like in college, if you just went driver, center of the green, you'd kind of stumble across some birdies. And obviously the par fives are shorter, so your par fives are playing like par 4.5s. But yeah, then out here, it's, again, like I said, the courses are a little more difficult. The setup is a little more difficult, but then you're also playing with guys that have all been the best players in college, essentially. So they've been out here for 10 plus years. They know these courses. They know how to have control over the ball and hit all the shots. So it's, you can't really give up anything to the field.
It's interesting. I don't think we've ever gotten that perspective on the show yet of the difference between the college courses and the PGA Tour. It seems to be quite a jump.
Yeah, it's, from a broad perspective, it doesn't really look that different. But if you get into it, it's like, it's just small details.
Yeah. That goes a long way.
From tee to green. Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because we hear a lot of college players when they come out, when they're young on tour, like you are, of learning to dial it back. And you hear all the time that college players, they come out, these guys are hitting it so far, and then as they get out on tour, they start hitting it shorter. And I would guess it's because of what you're talking about, where it's like, it's, you know, you guys can send it at most courses you play for 2, 3, 4 years, however long you play college, knowing that if you miss, you can hit a wedge in there to a decent distance, whatever. And on tour, it feels like you get punished a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, being in the fairway is an absolute premium out here on tour. I mean, this past week was a great example of, I mean, I would always hit just bomb draws, like the no spin knuckleballs,
Sickest
just get
shot.
it out there
it.
as far as possible. But now I think I started using it at Bay Hill. I would tee it much lower than I normally would and make a much smoother swing, which it felt very, very different, almost kind of like hitting a wedge shot with the driver. It might feel very different, but it doesn't look that different in full speed. But those last two drives I hit on 17 and 18 were both that lower driver, and I just feel like it's much better because it doesn't get up in the air and the wind won't hit it as much, and it also has less time to kind of go off track if I don't hit in the center of the face. So it's really about the start line when it comes to those low drivers off the tee.
Yeah, and it feels like that's a shot you probably didn't have to hit very often until you got out on tour.
Like I still could hit it in college, but there was no like, okay, this is definitely better than hitting a nuker up in the air.
Yeah, that's nice to have that go-to under the pressure, you know, closing out a tour event. That's a nice shot to have. That's a cool one to learn. I bet Foley loves that shot.
He does, and we've obviously tinkered with it a little bit to make it more consistent. But yeah, my driving distance has, I think, only gone down since I got out here on tour, which, I mean, I think I have enough distance, but yeah, I would definitely much rather be in the fairway in those last 3 holes than in the rough, a little bit closer to it.
You've man, you got a lot of Colin in you. You know, I said it on the last show, and I was like, this guy, you just, in a lot of ways, you reminded me of Colin Morikawa 4 or 5 years ago. And that was before I even fully realized with JJ and bringing him on a year or so ago. And it's like, you've got, I know you rock the butter spun Adidas polo, by the way, when you were winning, which everybody's very fired up about. We had one of these, you know, we went, I'm sure you do this, but they probably come to you. We went to them, but we went to this like Adidas styling session in December, I think it was, in the San Diego area. And like our biggest takeaway was we're obsessed with the butter spun polo. And then we got a bunch of texts from the whole team being like, yeah, Thor won wearing the butter spun polo on Sunday. So you clearly love the shirt as well.
Oh yeah. They actually sent me that shirt in on Thursday, I want to say. They sent 3 or 4 polos because I was kind of running a little low of like the newer colors. And I actually hadn't wear that style up until that final round. So I always like to wear blue on Sundays, all blue. So I brought another, because I show up in like gym clothes. I brought another dark navy blue shirt that like I've worn before. So I'm like, okay, if this one doesn't quite feel right, I'll just go to kind of what I know. I put it on. I'm like, okay, this is the best shirt I've ever worn.
Dude, it's crazy.
The best shirt I've ever worn. That's exactly the tagline for it. It's incredible.
Yeah, it fits so nicely. The shirt doesn't come untucked as it's got kind of like some other fabrics, and then obviously the print of it was very, very nice.
Yeah, it's funny our whole entire day was about seeing fabrics, and we're like, all right, this feels like a shirt, this feels like a shirt, this feels like, and then we all like laughed out loud when we grabbed that butter spun. We've tried to convey that in ad reads and just conversation about Adidas, and it always comes off of like, all right, they're partnering with Adidas. I'm sure at this point they're just like pushing a product. I cannot stress enough how different this shirt is. Where it's like, it's a topic of conversation when I go to dinner. I mean, like if I wear a butter spun shirt, I make everyone feel it. It's outrageous. So yeah, I'm glad that you were able to rock that and give it more shine, because of all the Adidas stuff, that's by far the one that blew our socks off.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to have to text them and just be like, all right, only this from now on.
Oh yeah. Butter spun Thorbjornsen.
Pretty much what we did too. But you've got, you got the butter spun, you got the Adidas gear, your tailor-made equipment. You've got JJ on the bag, who's won majors with Colin. And then you've got this, you've just got this demeanor, this maturity. You've got the clip resurfacing when you're in your Stanford gear saying, where would you see yourself in 5 years? You're like, hopefully I'm number 1 in the world. You just got this like young maturity about you. A lot of it reminds me of Colin Morikawa, which we love Colin, friend of the program. And he, just when he came out, we always laugh about when he won the Open Championship, and he gave the speech. It was before AI, but it was almost like AI was giving the speech. He was so like well prepared to win the Open Championship.
Mm-hmm.
And you just remind me a lot of that, of an incredibly like you're young, but in your years, but in reality, you come off like this mature professional that knows what he's doing, that's got his shit together, that's ready to win, that knows how to win, knows how to do all the logistics after winning. You just come off a lot like him to me, and I think that's a huge compliment.
Thank you. Yeah, no, that definitely is a huge compliment. Colin, even to this day, is someone that I look up to. Growing up, I think I was like 16 or 17 when he first came on tour. And he was top amateur player as well. And I think it was the class of him, Hovland, and Wolf coming out, and they came out hot. But Colin was one of my favorite players, and then just watching his success so early on, and even to this day, it's been pretty cool to watch. And I feel like our games are quite similar, or I wanted to say that, just with kind of like, I classify myself as a ball striker, but again, you get out here, and like I've played a couple practice rounds with him. I've played a couple practice rounds with Hovland, and the ball never leaves the pin, especially on during practice rounds when the pin is in the middle of the green. Like I think I've played 2 or 3 times with Hovland, and gosh, I've maybe seen like 2 shots that weren't dropping right next to it. It's some of the most impressive stuff. So, I mean, there are levels to this. So like, I still have so much work to do.
Yeah. That class especially, they came out so hot with Wolf with that swing, and they were winning, and they were, and they all were different, like each one of them kind of had their own lane. It felt like, of like Colin was this like locked in, professional, like I was describing. You had Matt Wolf with just the craziest swing anybody's ever seen, but he was winning. And then you got Hovland, who's like going to see old ancient ruins whenever he's playing in certain events. Like, you guys are they were all just very different, but came out hot. Yeah.
What's your thing? Like, like a Hovland will listen to like EDM, or not, he listens to heavy death metal rock. Like what's your thing that you do to get away from golf for a bit when you're on it's pretty rigorous tour? So like, what are you doing to wind down?
Well, I love to play Xbox.
Love that.
I haven't been playing as much as I used to. Probably a good thing, but it was huge in college. There was a point this year where I was traveling with my Xbox just because you have to distract yourself away. I feel like I was just doom scrolling way too much, and you kind of get lost in those hours. But I'd say that and Legos right now are kind of like my
Come on.
my 1-2 combo.
What are we building?
Um, I have a few boxes unopened. I have the Milky Way Galaxy. It's you're gonna have to look that one up. And then I've built an F1 car. I built the Eiffel Tower last year or something, but
Okay.
during the move, I gave it to my dad. He tried his best. It comes apart in 3 different places, but yeah,
He tried his
he's-
best.
he tried his best, and it was like, hey, Mike, you know that top piece of the Eiffel Tower is very delicate. I was like, yeah. It's like, so you understand that like part of it came off a little bit. I'm like, yeah, that's okay. Like, how bad is it? He's like, oh, you'll probably have to like work on it a little bit. So then I go to the house, check it out. It's just in a trash can. And I'm like, oh my God, no. Like, I'm not even going to take it to my apartment. I'm going to leave it here. And if I want to come back and finish it, I'll come back and finish it. But we're retiring that thing.
May have just started something in my brain. Like, just hearing that, I'm always looking for something to do. Like, I play a lot of Xbox. Come on, man. What are we talking about? That's what the Galaxy looks like? That's what you got to build?
What I really like about Lego and like the Lego art department of it is that it's a lot of fun building it, but it's also like I could hang that up on my wall and it'd just be super
sick. Yeah, and it's something you like accomplished when you hang it up.
I'm afraid with my 1-year-old son that I'm going to build something. He's just going to knock it down, and it's going to cause quite the strife between us in this house. But I like this though. Like Hannah and I we played like phase 10 last night. We're like doing the Scotty and Meredith Scheffler thing. We're like trying to play games. I think it'd be nice to like build the Eiffel Tower. Like, do you have to do it sort of like a puzzle where you have to just like figure it out on your own on how to build it, or is there instructions for every single piece?
There are instructions and books with the Eiffel Tower. I'm not sure if I recommend it. It's first of all, it's 5 feet tall.
Oh my God.
10,000 pieces.
Oh my God.
What are we talking about here, Thor?
It took me 2 weeks to build, and then the first 3 days of those 2 weeks, I worked on it for 8 hours.
Oh my God, no!
And then like an hour or two every single day for 2 weeks.
And then your dad just like completely toppled it.
Just threw it in the trash can, man.
He tried his best. He tried his best.
What games were you playing on Xbox?
Playing a lot of Warzone or Resurgence, really, if you guys are familiar.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then I don't really play much Fortnite anymore, but my friends back at home, like from high school, still play. So I like to do 1v1s. I don't like playing in the big old map because I'm a washed player. I'm not great, but I can still give some belt to ass in 1v1 Fortnite.
Yeah, that's nice.
We got our guys,
dude.
the Bush. We backed the Bush here on this podcast. We've got a Call of Duty Challengers League team.
Okay.
So yeah, if you follow them, they're called Bush Gaming, Telluride Bush. It's a hilarious group of guys, but it's one of the best. If you're into Warzone and Call of Duty, it's one of the best pieces of content to just. I mean, you said you're sometimes doom scrolling. Go in and watch. Like they're getting into fights. They're trying to get sponsorship from Dave, and you got this guy Jersey Jerry and Lil Sass and Mook, like basically fighting for their lives to get this team up and going. It's very, very fun, and the team is good. Like they go to these big events, and it's a world that I didn't know existed, and now I'm kind of like fully thrown into, and I've been really liking the content. Like watching other people play Call of Duty is actually fun.
That I noticed myself watching live streams. Yeah, I mean these guys are so much better than I am, but then they're obviously creating some fun content, so kind of the best of both worlds.
It's crazy because you would be like, why would you watch someone play a game? But then like I play those maps and then watch someone playing better than me. It's like watching professional golf. Like I'm playing the same maps that they're playing, and they're doing things that are outrageous. Like I'm going, because like they're just like turning a corner on the same place that I turn the corner, and they're sniping guys' heads off.
Yeah.
You're like, how are they doing that? That's impressive. That's talent. So it's the same like feeling to me of watching a professional sporting event. I really do see like why it's so big.
Yeah, you nailed it on the spot. And
Yeah.
then maybe even you can pick up on some things here and there to improve your game.
Totally.
I was going to ask you, with that sizable check you just made, like what you going to buy anything special? But it sounds like it might just be bigger Lego set and like a better internet. Although you have pretty good internet already.
My girlfriend's been saying that too. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I was like, let me think about it, because I have 4 Lego sets that I still need to build. I also have the Titanic sitting in my little office. That thing's
just
like,
look that up.
That thing's like this thing long. But
Dude, the Lego Titanic is 10,294 pieces, and it's $700. By the way, these are not cheap Lego.
They
sets.
are not cheap. No, it is not a cheap hobby. I might get a gaming desk. I have just like a little 3.5-foot thing that I'm playing on right now. That's not stable at all. It's plastic. But I've always wanted to get, ever since it came out, the Lamborghini Urus. But I feel like everybody has that thing now, and I don't know if I'm gonna pull the trigger on it. But we're just gonna sit on it for now.
Oh man, this kid's got. I mean, I like your style, dude.
Yeah,
I would say
too, man.
everybody, not everybody, because nobody on here has that. But that's yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I like that.
We'll see. It's weird. I made a promise to myself. I can't remember at what point, but like once I win a tournament or get my career earnings on the course to 10 million, then I can kind of gift myself that and feel good about it. And I actually had a chat with my financial advisor a couple weeks ago saying that, and he's like, I love that idea. The following week was last week, and now I'm like, well, here I am, and I don't know what to do.
Oh my god, dude, that is awesome. I think
cool.
you definitely spoil yourself. I mean, there's one life
Definitely.
to live. You can't go down in the ground with the money. You're at the beginning of an unbelievable ride. And I always tell people like when we're on the show and we're lucky enough to talk to people that are in the midst of this moment, it's like you have to enjoy it. You have to. Like obviously you're gonna have your coaches and your mental coaches and your swing coaches, and they're gonna dial you in, but like don't look back when you're 60 years old and be like, I only did that just for the golf. Like this is the time of your life right now. So like,
Yeah.
I mean, don't go crazy. Don't go crazy now. Like we got to contain this thing. But
Mhm.
I love like your thought process of setting goals. And like, once you hit those goals, man, cash them in, cash them in. That's
Yeah.
what hitting goals is.
Yeah, that's you sound like my girlfriend right now. She's like upset with me. She's like, why aren't you gonna do that? Why can't you treat yourself? And I'm like, I don't know, it just feels weird. It was like
Yeah.
it was just last week ago I said I was gonna wait, and then
Well, now she's flipping through the engagement ring books of like, oh, what's the more expensive one now? Yeah,
Bro,
start looking.
you stressed him out.
Oh,
there.
you just hold on now. Hold on now. I was on page 3. Let's go to page 10. Let's see what this is. Let's filter by price now on the website.
yeah.
High to low.
Like how like is that rock even real? Like
No.
you're gonna hurt yourself with it.
No, the whole thing.
It's too heavy.
yeah.
That's too heavy for you.
No, I don't know. I got to look into like the history of it. Like somewhere, somebody started this business that it was for nefarious reasons. Like, it's just like I don't know. They swindled all the males into just giving tons and tons of money for a jewel. It's like, that has nothing to do with love. That's got nothing. The amount of money, you're telling me the more money I spend, the more I love you? No way. That's insanity.
I feel like we should all go to Africa and just dig until we find something.
Yeah.
Blood
Yep.
diamond.
That's love right there.
It's true.
That's real love.
Finding ones like that would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'll let you know if that ever happens.
Or see, like all of a sudden, Mike's like not playing on tour for 3 weeks. Pictures surface. He's over in Africa digging. You're just like, oh, man.
Hands and knees.
10 finger grip with a pick. Just like,
All right. Well, incredible stuff. What a victory that was. Very fun to watch. Great to see you get over the hump after, like we said, a bunch of times being in contention. doing it in that fashion was sick. That putt on the last hole to seal the deal was just as clutch and money as it gets. And we're hoping you treat yourself. We are hoping to get an update on how you treat yourself post victory here.
Yeah, I also need to treat myself after our victory, Frankie. We still haven't really done anything about that yet.
We got to do a dinner or something. We'll do something nice and classy. We'll talk about Legos. I think I'm going to go online. I'm going to see what Lego piece catches my eye, and I'll let you know.
All right. Sounds good.
All
right, Mike. Well, you're the man. Congratulations. Good luck in the playoffs. And I think you got a lot more wins coming, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you having me on. Always enjoy spending time with y'all.
This episode is brought to you by Kraken, official crypto platform of Barstool Sports. Here's the deal. Kiz and I are going at it head to head. You can go on. Okay. The link is kraken.com/foreplay. You go on there, pick who you think is going to win, me or Kiz. And if you are correct, they're giving 100 people $100 worth of Bitcoin. That's $100 cash. Kiz, my update is I'm actually kind of had a good little day there. $94.28, $9,428.94. Oh, it just went down. I just lost 5 cents. Where are you at, Kiz?
I need something. I need one of you crypto bros to get in my DMs and just tell me what's going to go up exponentially really, really soon, because it's coming to an end and I am at 82, 89. I need just a huge banger. I need a banger. Who has a banger? Send in my DMs. I might even give you an extra $100 of Kraken credit if you give me one that takes me to the top.
God, I want a banger too. I'll give you $101. Point is, you go in there. You can go to kraken.com/foreplay. Make sure you pick who you think is going to win, me or Kiz. We got a couple weeks left here, and whoever wins, if you are on the right side of that, you get $100 of worth of BTC. You enter to win that. They're giving it to 100 people. Again, Kraken app's awesome. It's got crypto, stocks, ETFs, 350 plus cryptos, 11,000 plus equities, all in one place. It is the go-to app for all of it. So make sure you download the Kraken app. That is kraken.com/foreplay. Pick who you think is going to win. That is kraken.com/foreplay. It's free to enter, and they're giving away $10,000 total. That is kraken.com/foreplay.
Reese's, it's just, they ask us, talk about Reese's, whatever comes to your heart. And that's the easiest. I love Reese's. I love it. It's my favorite. It's by far my favorite item to consume in terms of peanut butter, chocolate. If I'm in the mood and if I'm in the craving for that peanut butter taste, I'm going with a Reese's.
It's one of the few things in life that is perfect. Like everything that comes out, every version of anything, they're like, oh, you could tweak this here, you could tweak this there, make it better here, make it better there. Reese's is perfect. It's the perfect combination. Chocolate, peanut butter. They've been doing it since they started. They're going to continue. They're going to be here for our kids as kids as kids. It's that good of an invention, and it's that delicious, and people are going to continue to enjoy them for decades to come. Reese's are perfect. Like I really am. I'm with you, Frankie. If I'm wanting one, I go get one, and I'm the happiest guy in the world.
The Reese's peanut butter cup is the candy.
Yeah.
It's my number one. It's always, like you said, it's always going to be there. It's 2025 Scotty Scheffler. Every single time he teed it up, you're like, this guy is going to win. He did. That is the Reese's peanut butter cup for me. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. It's dominant. It never, ever, ever wavers from winning. So yeah, I mean, it's an amazing thing that we are partnered with Reese's, just going back to our history with it. We love it. I travel the world with Trent Ryan, and we go into a lot of gas stations. We go into a lot of convenience stores. We go into a lot of, highway rest stops. The amount of orange, packaging Reese's that are on the floor of our Chevy Traverses when we're on the road are preposterous. It's preposterous. It's another level. And the fact that now we are partnered with them really feels like a full circle moment, because you could tell that twinkle in our voice right now of just how meaningful this is.
I would go as far as to say that it's a dream come true.
It's so true. It is so True. The Reese's is the official candy partner of Barstool Sports. That is an amazing sentence I just said. Reese's, the official candy partner of Barstool Sports. Go get Reese's wherever you shop.
All right. Big thanks to Mike for joining the show. You know, I can never tell if he people want to be called by their nickname, if he wants to be Michael, if he wants to be Mike. I feel like he was kind of telling stories, being like, so and so refers to me as Mike, so we'll call him Mike. But huge thanks to him for the time, and he's a great guy. He's a great win. He's going to win a million tournaments. It feels like when you talk to that guy. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys. Kids, I know you weren't there for it, but and we talked about it briefly. But his golf game, he likes to draw the ball, so we kind of alluded to you multiple times. But you got to love that guy's golf game.
I love his golf game. I love his attitude too, because he's kind of like. He's more boisterous than a lot of the young kids. He's like confident and is willing to talk to more veteran type players. That's what I noticed in the locker room last season when I was playing a bunch and he was around. Is like he's not afraid to get in there and mix it up with the older guys, which a lot of the young guys kind of just keep to themselves. So I love that for his future on the PGA Tour, because he will be around. If you're not afraid to get in the mix early, like me, I walked out there when I was a kid and I was like, holy shit, there's VJ Singh over there just striping it, and whoever, and he's like, well, kids, I'm gonna beat your brains in. And I love that about him, because he knows he can. He hits it 400 yards and straighter than I do, and putts like Brad Faxon. So good for him. If you could buy stock in players, which I think is a great new thing to do with all this equity floating around the PGA Tour, they should open a live stock market on players and let people buy, invest in the players in some type of market to make some cash. I would be front and center on buying some stocks of Michael Thorbjornsen.
Now, we had a little conversation about college compared to the pro game and the difference, and a lot of it came from him saying basically it's just tighter fairways, thicker rough, a little bit tighter pins, and for him hitting the draw, and he hits bombs obviously in college. It was just like a bomb it, hit a wedge into the middle of the green, and hope to make as many birdies as you can. He said that he needs to really learn to hit more shots, a couple cuts in there, a couple fades. Like, you're obviously an exclusive drawer of the ball. Did you feel like that was an issue as you kept playing on tour, that you needed to figure out new shots just to keep up with the courses and your competitors?
If I was like his mentor, I would just warn him on trying to do too much of that, right? If you try to get too far away with what got you there, you're going to end up struggling with some swing thoughts. What I always struggle with was right pins if the ball is spinning a lot. Obviously, I had draw spin. I told y'all the story of Dewey always telling it to crab over there to the left pin. But I kind of went with the Kenny Perry philosophy, where if it was a right pin, I just draw it 15, 20 feet left of it and I putt. If it's a left pin, then I'm drawing it right to it and being super aggressive. So throughout the day, you usually have 9 rights and 9 lefts every single day. So you felt confident, hey, if I'm striping it, I'm going to have a lot of looks inside of 10 feet on left pins, and I'm going to have 20 to 25 feet on right pins. The only thing that I would teach him to do is hit some type of less drawy wedges. So when you had a wedge to a right pin, you could either hit a straight push, kind of where it didn't have as much draw spin. You just kind of aim left and push it over there, because drawers are already starting the ball to the right. So you're just trying to get some of the curve off the wedge shot, so it's not spinning away from the hole. But with a 7-iron, I'm not too worried about him trying to hit a cut 7-iron to a right pin. If he has to make a birdie coming down the stretch, and the position you're in, and it's a 7-iron, dude, just hit your draw to it. I mean, if you short side yourself and you're trying your ass off, who cares? Let's move on to the next week. If you pull it off, you look like a superstar.
That's interesting. So you held firm with your ball flight. Like, you really didn't care about changing it at all.
No, I never went to trying to hit a cut. I always thought it was easier to hit cut or straight pushes than it was to try to cut it, just because a drawer can't make his ball start left with all. That's a big, obviously I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but when I was swinging my best, the face was too open and the path was 4 to the right. So to start it left of the hole, I've got to change my face angle 4 degrees to start a ball left of the hole.
Which is a whole different golf swing.
Whole different golf swing. I used to just try to do it by moving my ball like outrageously up. I'll never forget playing the British Open at St. Andrews, and you just can't miss the ball to the right at St. Andrews. Literally, if you ask any pro, it's just like, hey, you can pull hook it as far as you freaking want at St. Andrews and shoot nothing. But if you block one ball, you're probably hitting it out of bounds or not finding it. And I was standing there with John Tillery at the British Open, and I was like, dude, the wind is blowing 40 off the left. The only place I can't hit is right. If I push it, it's never coming back. And he was telling me to play this ball outside my left foot with my driver. And I was like, dude, what? He's like, it won't go to the right. I promise you it will not go to the right. And I just hit these low pulls into that left to right wind all week, praying that it wouldn't. But it felt so awkward, dude. I was literally standing over it like, your playing partners are standing perpendicular to you. And I'm like, this guy probably thinks I'm the worst player in the world. I've got the ball outside my left foot. He's thinking, what is going on with kids? Did he just have a problem? Can he not see where his ball position is? But I got through it that way.
You're like, guys, do me a favor. Just don't watch me tee off here on this one. Just go focus on something else for a second.
That was the year I shot I made the cut of the number and shot 28 or 29 on the front nine on the third round. Moved way up the board. I think it was the low 9 holes in Open Championship history or something.
It is. It's funny. It's good old decade golf Scott Fawcett, who talks all the time. I see his clips about. He's like the worst advice in the world is people trying to shape their tee shots. He's always like, find one, like whatever your go-to shot shape is, and he's like, and just aim properly and hit it. He talks about that all the time. So he would have loved that little bit by you there, kids, talking. I mean, I know it's not tee shot you're talking about, but just committing to your ball flight over and over again is pretty much what he talks about nonstop.
Yeah. I can't quite make it through a whole session with that guy. Just has struggle. Him and I just don't really jive, but yeah, I like what he does. He wants you to stick with your game plan. Other than that, I kind of just fall off.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's quite fair. All right, folks, we're going to wrap with closest to the pin. It's been a little while, so we're going to have to get an update. Closest to the pin is brought to you by Sun Cruiser. I have a mountain of Sun Cruisers down here in Pinehurst that me and my fellas are going to try to get through over the next couple days. Huge thanks to those folks. We got real vodka, real iced tea, or you can do real vodka, real lemonade. They get all kinds of delicious flavors. The carbonation's not in there. So, boy, they're just so refreshing on the golf course. It's hot. It's humid. The can is beautiful. I got to tell you that. The can is appealing. That makes a huge difference. Somebody hands you a drink, and it just looks delicious. It's vibrant. It's exciting. It makes the entire experience better, and Sun Cruiser does that times a million. So loving Sun Cruiser this entire summer, and they bring you and present to you closest to the pin. So let's do a little update, and then we are going to fire off today's closest to the pins.
So this is from a month ago, so it's been a while. So these questions are a little old, but the current standings are Kiz and I 20, Trent and Frankie 19, and Riggs 12. So.
For a guessing game,
funny,
I will
real
say,
funny,
like we've been doing different versions of this for a couple of years, and it is amazing for a guessing game how standard and like reliable the rankings are. Like, I'm pretty good at it, Frankie's pretty good at it, and Riggs is horrible at it.
I invented the game. I came up with the whole thing. I'm fucking terrible at it.
True.
All right, Ryan Richardson.
All right, so we're going back all the way to the World Cup. And the first question was total stoppage time added in the Argentina-Egypt game and Switzerland and Colombia. And it was a total of 22 minutes in stoppage time. And Frankie and Kiz and I got the point there because they got 26 minutes.
All right. I don't want to scare this person who's coming in.
Oh, you got people in the house.
Totally all good. I just didn't want to scare you when you walked in. Okay, we're good.
All right, so Frankie and Kiz got the point, one each. They guessed 26 minutes. They were the closest. Riggs was 31 and Trent was 34. So,
not a soccer guy.
Well, I guess we only did stoppage time. I guess if we would have went extra time, like it could have added the because the second game did go to
OT.
The extra like 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, but that's technically not stoppage time. So.
Correct.
Yeah, true. All right.
And the next one was the same games except total goals scored in those games, and there were 5 goals total scored. There were 5 in the Argentina-Egypt game and 0 in Switzerland-Colombia. That was a penalty kick shootout, so no goals there. and Frankie and Riggs both got a point. They both got 6, and then Kiz and Trent were at 8.
Suck it, nerds.
Moving
so
on up.
we got 2 there.
Yeah. Well, yeah. 1 for Riggs, 1 for Frankie. And then
Did we get it right on, or were we just close?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
1 off.
Okay.
Next was, what will Francesco Molinari shoot at the Scottish Open? This was obviously a while ago.
He played
shot,
well, didn't he?
Yeah, he shot 69, and you guys did not give him credit for, or not credit, but you guys did not think he was going to do well. Riggs got 71, Kiz 73, Trent 70, and Frankie 74. So Trent got the point there.
Yes.
Oh my God. See, yeah.
Attaboy,
This is what it comes down to.
Francesco.
It's incredible. That's an incredible win, Trent.
Thank you.
And
I
then the
think-
final one was total birdies made by Alex Fitzpatrick on Thursday and Sunday, the Scottish Open. He had 5 total birdies, and Kiz and Frankie both got a point. They guessed 7, and Riggs was at 9, and Trent was at 8. So we had
What a huge week for me.
a lot of
Thank you,
double
bro.
points there.
Damn, I think you took the lead probably.
That brings the current standings to Kiz and myself at 22, Frankie 22, Trent 20, and Riggs 13.
All right.
Okay.
Let's get hot.
I will say I did the last 2 questions for this one could be 2-pointers because I kind of wanted to give people some opportunity to either extend their lead and or catch up.
All right.
So
I
Let's
love
do
it.
it.
We
What do you
doing
got?
the text with the invisible thing again?
Yes,
yes.
sir.
All right.
All right, so the first one is obviously it's the FedEx Cup this week. We got the Wyndham Championship. Guys are going to be trying to make the playoffs, get inside that top 70. So there's going to be a lot of fluctuation this week. So the question is, Jackson Koivin, what will his FedEx Cup position be after the Wyndham Championship this week? He's currently 70th, so he's right on the line. What will his position be? So the number less than 70, higher than 70, whatever. What will his position be this week after the Wyndham Championship in the FedEx Cup?
Okay. That's amazing. He's right on 70.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I told you I knew how to do that, and then I hit the wrong button. It was amazing. Wish I could have seen that. I got the plus sign.
All right, so the answers are in. Frankie's going 59, so he's going to move up a little bit. Kiz 67, Trent 68, and Riggs 66.
Come on.
Okay. All right.
We need a big week, Frankie, out of Jackson Koivin.
Like if Jackson Koivin ends up top 20, not going to get him.
To 59? No, he needs like a top 5 to get to 59.
Okay.
He could, I mean, listen,
Just
hot
one.
hand for sure.
Hot hand.
Hot hand. All right.
Staying on the Wyndham Championship, the last year's winner, Cameron Young, his first win, I believe, right?
Yes.
On tour? Yeah, so how many total birdies will be made by defending champion Cameron Young at the Wyndham Championship? He made 28 last year in his victory. So how many total birdies made by Cameron Young at the Wyndham Championship?
All right.
All right, so Frankie and Riggs both went high, 25 and 24 birdies. 25 for Frankie, 24 for Riggs. Trent guessed 20 and Kiz 19.
Just an average week for Cam, and that's my point.
Right. I mean, if he does what he did last year, Frankie's up there, 25. He could do it. I mean, he could light that place up.
So we're going to shift over to baseball, and obviously things are heating up in baseball. It's coming on the stretch, division races, all that. How many games back will the Yankees be of first place after Sunday? Just for transparency, we're recording on Wednesday, so they play tonight, but they have 3 games this weekend against the Braves. So how many games back will they be of the standings after Sunday?
So they're on the losing end of this Red Sox run in terms of division, right?
Well, I mean, they're still ahead of the Red Sox.
But yeah, the Red Sox are 5.5 games back. They're 3.5 of the
Wait,
Rays.
so
Chasing
what-
the Rays.
Okay. Gotcha.
Dang, Riggs. You think they're going to beat the Braves? You kidding me?
I don't know. I'm honestly just trying to get out of here because of cleaners. So I just think about it.
I just got a text. We're all patiently waiting for you on the first tee for your money that we haven't had in 2 months.
We'll speed this up. Kiz thinks they're gonna lose all 3, and then the Rays are gonna win all 3. He guessed 6.5 games back. Riggs 4.5, Frankie 2.5, and Trent 5.5.
All right.
I mean, the Rays are playing the Rockies, but they're on the road. Oh, yeah,
And
it's
the
tough.
Braves are hot.
Dude, the Yankees, I think everyone's shitting on their no moves over the deadline, but they brought up George Lombard Jr., who's like our next savior. Hit a home run yesterday.
I saw
Awesome call, by the way. We just got done talking to Tarico, who's going to be on the show next week, talking about broadcaster. He says, George Lombard walked into the park and left it. It was his first game.
Love.
It was a great call. It wasn't
Love
Michael
that.
Kay. I think it may have been Rucco. It was awesome.
Very cool. All right. So, yeah, the Yankees are playing well.
And then the final one, another chance for 2 points. We obviously, Frankie just mentioned it. We just talked to Mike Tirico, who will be calling this game tonight. Total field goals made in the Hall of Fame game. That's the Panthers versus Cardinals. So how many field goals will be made in the game tonight? Not extra points, field goals.
This is always a great bet on the DraftKings Sports app.
Over, was it like usually 3.5?
Yeah, it's usually around 3.5, I think.
Now y'all tell me after I put it in.
Yeah. Kiz and Trent both say 3 field goals made. Riggs 4 and Frankie 5. So opportunity for 2 points here. People got to make moves.
How'd you like my picks for our team, Ryan?
I hated the 6.5. The rest of them are good.
Well, they're
though.
down 5.5.
No, that's the Red Sox.
They're down 3.5.
They're down 3.5.
Oh, I thought you said 5.5. Sorry.
No, that
I
was
was
the
like,
Red
well, I
Sox.
didn't understand what you're meaning by they were going to get.
I thought you said 5.5 too. I was
He
wait-
did
I
say
was- I
5.5.
was
When
messed
you
up
go
on
back
that.
and edit, you're going to say.
No,
5.
I'm pretty sure I said 3.5. I think
No.
you guys just heard
I'll
the Red
bet you
Sox.
100.
I said the Red Sox are 5.5
Yeah.
back.
Oh, way to go, Frankie! You screwed us all up.
Good.
We might end up being right. Might end up being right because of that.
Usually you fall into like a correct answer on close to the pin with that. Like every time I've had a
Yeah.
mistake like that, I've always just gotten correct. I mean, you did that with the WNBA one, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that's right.
All right, before we end the show, we have breaking news as we are recording. Riggs has left the premises because he broke into his neighbor's house and they have now come home. He needed to get out before he got caught and possibly jailed. Kisner is on his way to a tea time that he said all of his buddies are waiting for him for the last half hour, so he had to go. And as we are recording before we left, LIV Golf has some breaking news from Scott O'Neill. I will read this quote for anyone that is listening to the show and hasn't seen the news. LIV Golf has an agreement in place with a lead investor, signed by the investor and approved by the board to anchor the transition, to anchor the transaction and play a key role in supporting the path forward for the league's next era, driven by and for the players. We're also seeing strong interest from more than a dozen additional parties to potentially serve as minority investors, creating a multi-partner model built for long-term stability and growth. Notably, our next chapter will make our players the majority equity holders in LIV Golf, a first for a major global sports league, and gives the league the foundation to keep growing the game worldwide. We anticipate finalizing terms in the coming weeks with the goal of entering a transaction in September. In the meantime, our focus is on delivering a great week for fans and players at Bedminster and finishing the 2026 season strong. According to CEO Scott O'Neill, the league has found a lead investor. Players will become majority shareholders in LIV 2.0, and they will play 10 events, 5 in the U.S. and 5 international. So this is a lot of news coming out of Scott O'Neill. Obviously, this guy's a very confident CEO for LIV Golf. He's going out there. He's been speaking very confidently, saying that he will get investors. He will keep this thing moving forward. LIV is not going to roll over and die. There's a lot of things that they want to keep going. Listen, I mean, as someone that talks about LIV for a lot, I mean, we've been talking about them for 4 or 5 years at this point, from the inception of the idea to now this new iteration of them. I understand why there would be some appeal for a group to like want to attach themselves to some, like it's already got some structure. So I'm not like completely surprised that he's going to get some investors. I just don't know what the end goal is. We all now know that the end road is like, let's just get the best players together and just have one tour. We that's what we've wanted from the beginning. It just doesn't surprise me. And I don't know if you agree and you can give your own opinion on it, Trent, but it doesn't surprise me that he did get an investor. It's like you do have John Rahm and Bryson DeChambeau, and you've got all these guys, and you have a structure, and you have a league, and regardless of the views and regardless of whatever, you do have like the Australia event where you get a ton of people to show up, and you have the South Africa they're going. You have a ton of worldwide fans that are showing up to the actual events. There is some value in even just live events, regardless of broadcast. So I guess it just doesn't surprise me that someone's hopping on board to try and see what they can get out of it for the next couple of years.
And they never mention who the lead investor is, right? We never got like the, yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying for sure. I just, as a guy who kind of thinks, or really does think, that eventually this is probably going to fold, and we're going to be at a place where I want like the John Rahms and the Bryson DeChambeaus to just be on the main tour, the PGA Tour as it stands right now, so we can have all those guys together and have them be playing in the same event. This feels like we're kind of kicking the can down the road for another year. And so that puts that situation, or that scenario that I just laid out, another year away, is a little bit unfortunate, I think. But, you know, if they've got investors and they want to try to give this thing another shot, I see that they're calling it LIV 2.0, which just hits the ear in a horrible way. Yeah, I don't think it's ultimately going to end up in a good place for LIV. So I'm just sort of like now watching this play out in a way that's like, all right, now we're delayed another year to get the best players in the world playing in the same events. But, you know, maybe they'll get even smaller investors and keep this thing going. And I guess we'll just see what happens. It's a fascinating thing. Like not everybody, most people thought this is the end of the line here. They lost the PIF. They lost their feeder tour. Like, all right, now this thing has no legs. They got a new investor. They're going to try to keep it going. We'll just see what happens. That's really always where we're at with LIV, is like, let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, when you compare it to the PGA Tour, it's got no chance. The PGA Tour is just on a rocket ship at this point. They've turned a new leaf. Just new management came in, and everything that they're doing right now is just, it's bringing in more money. It's bringing in more eyeballs. The performance of the players is really driving a lot of what all that progress that we're seeing is all really coming from just the stars, right? Rory McIlroy and all the rookies and all of the stuff that we've been talking about over the last couple of weeks. In terms of LIV and like an actual investment standpoint, I do like, if you're not going to compare it to what's already out there with the PGA Tour, just take it as itself. Like, you do have a thing that will generate a worldwide tour that will get people in each sector of the world to show up to your events. So like for an advertiser, I mean, even our events, we have a Barstool Classic. We go to 10 different cities, and that's a big talking point for our sponsors. They're like, oh yeah, we want to be boots on the ground in these different cities, and we want to attach our brand and money, and they want to invest in stuff like that. You take that to LIV, which already has a structure. It's got big time golfers in it. It's doing huge events in global markets. Like, I could see there being, it might not be the billions and billions of dollars that the PGA Tour can generate, but for what it is, I guess that's why I'm like, this whole talk of like, could they get an investor? I've never been, skeptical that someone would want to be a part of this. I'm just skeptical of like, what's the future of it hold? I think right now, I don't think I could see it expanding more than what it is right now, I guess is my point. That's like my official take on it. I think like what it is as big as it's going to get. So whatever that value is, sure, go, drive yourself crazy doing all these events. I mean, there is value there. We do it, you know what I mean? On such a smaller level, like we go from city to city as like a traveling circus, and advertisers put their name on it. So I think they're trying to like take over the game of golf. So that's probably not going to happen. But if you want to just be like a global tour of golf, there's definitely going to be money to be made there. It might not be as much as you want.
No, because we did go from years of comparing them to the PGA Tour and how they could maybe take over, to them being like, it's like the Barstool Classic. But I get what you're saying.
Correct.
Look,
he's like, now there's 10 events. There's 5 in the US. There's 5 global. And like Scott O'Neill always talks about like the footprint that he makes on the global game. And like, I guess there is something there, but it's just never going to be what they originally intended it to be.
Never.
That dream is dead.
And I agree. And my thing in terms of sport, like, I wish we got to see Bryson and Rahm week to week against the best players in the world. That's where I get bummed about it. Like, they can do this. They can get investors. They can try to keep this league going. That's all fine and good if that's their calling at the end of the day. But as a guy who watches golf and wants to see the best players in the world compete against each other more than 4 times a year, this is a bit of a bummer.
Totally. Yeah, we need the best players together. LIV just needs to understand that they're going to be like this lower tier. They're going to be what they are.
They're tier 3.
You know what I mean? They are who we thought they were. That's like what they need to become.
Yeah. Yep.
Unfortunately for them, I don't. Scott O'Neill's a very smart guy, and even the way that he just portrays himself on these in these press conferences and during these interviews, he definitely comes off as a very thoughtful speaker, and he really thinks through things, and he really pitches himself pretty well. I think that's why he got the job. He needs to understand what he would know that they're never going to get to where they originally got intended to get to. You know what I'm saying? It's just It needs to change what it's trying to be. So yeah, I don't know what the value of that is. Obviously, they have investors, and they're going to do smaller investors to keep this thing going. We really don't know much. We just hopped on here at the end to just try and give you that statement and our quick thoughts on it. You know, we'll see. We'll see if the players even care about that. If it's going to be this stripped down version of LIV, is a Bryson DeChambeau and John Rahm even going to want to be a part of that? You know, if you're just like this 10 event, 5 in the US, 5 global, and that's all you are, like, is that something you really want to do? Is that even like good for their golf games? They're only playing 10 of it. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, it might turn into a little bit of a joke for the guys that are playing on it. There's still a lot that is, remain to be seen. So we have to wait. It's a waiting game with LIV. Next week, we've got coming to you guys Sam Burns and Mike Tirico. Awesome week of interviews with two just real dudes, I would say. Two of the real dudes.
Shout out to Kevin Kisner. Kevin Kisner, the booker, getting Sam Burns and Mike Tirico. Mike Tirico did like an hour and 20 minutes, and Sam Burns did about an hour. Just both excellent guests. So we're going to have a big couple shows next week, is right?
You laugh at this because Ryan asked about getting Tirico and I didn't, but in the middle of Tirico's interview, he was just being electric, and I was like, good thing I thought of this, wasn't it, Ryan?
Tirico, again, we're teasing it, but like, he's so, I could listen to him for years and years, and I have been in my life, but having him on the show is like very cool.
Is that his first time on with you guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
nuts.
You're welcome.
You think fucking Mike Tirico's coming to the show without you? No way.
Well, he knew about you when you went behind the scenes with me.
He's a professional, dude.
Straight up to you and was like, you're the pizza guy or whatever he called you. I don't remember, but
that's the thing. He knows everything because it's his job to kind of know everything.
He knows figure skating. He knows football. He knows the most football. He's such a football guy. He's Sunday Night Football, dude.
Oh,
fucking crazy. Did that fucking Super Bowl.
So cool. Great guy.
All
right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Big shout out to Thor, Michael Thorbjornsen, coming on the show. We appreciate him right after getting his first victory and taking a nice little weekend. Hopefully he cashes in. You know, hopefully he treats himself as he talked about. We get a little bit of update next time we see him. So appreciate everybody listening. Thank you, Ryan Richson. Everybody have a lovely and safe weekend. Thank you to our sponsors, and we'll be back next week with 2 big interviews and a couple big shows. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.